Going to talk about what I think is going to happen politically in 2026. I think there's going to be a big struggle between two factions: the Peter Thiel, Palantir Tech faction that's backing JD Vance, and the lobbyists, the Israeli lobbyists that's backing Trump. Now, Meryl Adelson spent many millions of dollars helping Trump win re-election. She's been able to get the things that she wants as far as her pro-Israel agenda. And I think Israel is going to hit Iran again. There's going to be a war, a much greater war than what we saw last year. And the U.S. is going to get pulled into it. I think the people who are backing Trump really want that to happen. I also think that, well, the U.S. is definitely going to get pulled into it. I also think that the Peter Thiel crowd, they're going to want JD Vance in there. And they're probably going to want to do it sooner rather than later. Trump, he could wait until after the election, after the 2016 midterm elections, and then he could resign for health reasons or whatever. The Epstein situation is not going over. It's not going over very well. It's not going away anytime soon. But, you know, if he did that, he did it early in next year, and JD Vance could take over as president of the United States, and he can run as the incumbent in 2028. And he can actually run again after that. So he can actually serve close to 10 years in office constitutionally based on the timing in which Trump resigns. However, I think that if they wait too long, he's going to be too damaged by this Trump administration that he may not be able to get a lot of his agenda through. Because if the JD Vance, the faction that's backing him, wants him to get in and actually do some of the stuff that they want him to do, they got to get him in there a lot sooner, probably in the first quarter of this year. I don't think they can really afford to wait. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know. I don't see Trump just backing off and just resigning. You know, I think they're going to take action. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think they're going to replace Trump, and they're going to be able to get some of their agenda before the midterms, because after the midterms, it's a lot harder to get an agenda through. So this is what I'm expecting politically. You guys share your thoughts on this, but yeah, I'm expecting a war, big war in the Middle East. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. And I've been wrong a lot when it comes to these predictions, so I'm not pretending like I'm Nostradamus or anything like that. But I mean, this is just what I suspect is going to happen. You guys can share your thoughts on this. But I think they're going to replace Trump pretty soon. We'll see which faction really wins over this. I don't know if it's going to be they're going to use the Epstein situation. I don't know if it's going to be a health-related situation, but something's going to happen. I think there's going to be a struggle when it comes to that. As far as the cost of living crisis, I think that's going to continue. It's going to make it very difficult for the middle class, what's left of it, to really move forward. It's going to be a huge stress on the American people. So these are some of the things I see happening this year. All right, I'm going to take some steps to sort of protect some of my food storage from rodents or anything else. The downside is that it makes it easier for people to take it, but it also makes it easier for me to pick it up if I got to get out of here. All right, got some masks, a gas mask, some other items, water filters, stove, and this container right here. I don't want to overload it, and I also want to be able to see what's actually in there. I'm going to leave the fundamentals, the basics, right here. All right. It definitely makes it easier for me to see what I have, but, you know, on the downside is that, you know, it makes it easier for somebody to take it as well. But I figure I got to have a good balance. I got to make sure I'm able to move some of the stuff in a decent amount of time. And this is what I decided on. I still have my drawers with my batteries and my tools, but I want to set some of this stuff up so that it's easy for me just to grab at least some of the stuff if I have to leave in a hurry. Just a little precaution.